Dang Hao Yan, happiness. That was the name that my parents gave me, which is kind of ironic considering that growing up, I have felt anything but that. In a home where there were two things. Either one, do what you're told, or it was a meh, you'll figure it out. I raised myself in the world. And if I had to describe our family dynamics, on the outside, we would look like the perfect happy family. But on the inside, things were a little bit more toxic. If I had to describe the dynamics, I would say we're more like roommates, but the only difference with roommates is at least with them, you can tell them you're sorry, their parents never loved them. Now, I would not recommend you trying that with your own parents. It might hit a little bit too close to home. So when I decided to move back in 2021, it surprised everyone. After all, I literally used the pandemic as the very reason to move out in the first place. Now, my grandma had been diagnosed with dementia, and I figured as the eldest, I had a responsibility to move back home to help take care of her with my parents. After all, she did raise me despite how much she hated me. I had spent close to a decade studying communication, psychology, and anything else I could get my hands on to improve my relationship with self and others. I was ready. Things gradually improved until late summer of 2022. Everyone at home caught COVID, except me, and I was asked to help my father with some travel documents. Less than 30 minutes of this man giving me the confident, dismissive no I hear. Can I get some help? Can you wear a mask? Literally, without a moment's hesitation, this man literally turns his head and continues to talk. Now, up until this point, my relationship with my family had not been good, especially with my father. I had been working diligently with my therapist to reestablish our relationship, set healthy boundaries, and learn to say no. This was the first time I set a hard boundary with my father. Next thing you know, he rips the document straight out of my hand and yells at me and tells me that I am the nuisance for being asked to do such a simple task. Before my brain had any time to process the thought, he proceeds to slam the door straight into my face. And I can feel the vibration echo straight into my core. I locked myself in my room. My entire body was trembling as I lay curled up in bed. Tears poured down my face as I used all, and I mean all, of my remaining energy to keep as quiet as I possibly could, afraid to evoke more anger. So I close my eyes, and I keep repeating my mantra. It's okay. Vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. I needed to self-regulate, so I did the best thing that I knew how. I lay curled up in my sleeping bag on the floor, and somewhere between the tears, I drifted. But before my body had any time to process the thought, I woke up on high alert to the loud, pounding footsteps, followed by the opening and closing of the front door. He's gone. I am safe. Growing up with a family that is able to provide you with love, tender care, and warmth is a privilege. This was a luxury I did not have, and I'm still actively working on reconciling inside and out. However, this time, things were a little different because this time, I choose me. I chose to move back home. So when my mother walked by, I called her over. It's okay. Vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. I called her and broke down in tears, sobbing as I told her everything that had happened. This was the first time that we had bonded, and it was all I ever wanted. Connection It was also the first time that my Chinese name began to ring true, saying Hao Yan, happiness. True freedom is found when we realize 3 things. 1, we are the actors, authors, and directors of our own life. 2, when our internal world changes, so does our external. And 3, every choice that we make is a vote for who our future self will be. Thank you.